Hey Rebels, welcome to Dial a Friend, where we'll be answering big questions from amazing girls like you. I'm Isabelle Kyson, a 400-meter hurdler, and I'm going to be joined by Dr. Emily Matheson, who's going to provide some amazing expert advice.
Hi Rebels.
And together we're going to be answering your biggest questions on body confidence, looking after your body and loving it for what it is.
Let's dive in. What's our first question, Isabelle?
Hey Isabelle, I play volleyball and some days I feel unstoppable, like I can jump higher and move faster than ever. But other days I feel heavy, slow, or just not like myself. Why does my body feel different every day? When I was younger and I first started getting my period, I didn't realise this, but I felt more powerful on my period than I did on any other part of a menstrual cycle. It was quite funny because my coach at the time would often come up to me and go, Izzy, are you on your period? Because you're looking extra powerful today. And I was like, yeah, I am on my period. She's like, look, I can tell because you're so powerful. And I was just like, oh, this is such a great thing to feel so powerful, especially when you're on your period. But as I got older, that did start to change and I did begin to feel more lethargic on my period rather than that nice period power that I used to have. I can definitely relate to feeling different on a weekly basis as well. Dr. Emily, can you explain why this happens?
Yeah, absolutely. Firstly, it's important to remember our bodies are not machines. How we feel is going to change from day to day, and how we feel is impacted on things like how much sleep we've had, what our diet looks like, are we stressed, how much physical activity have we had. One day you might feel energetic and unstoppable, like Isabelle said. The next you'll feel sluggish and tired. And I want you to know that that is normal, especially as you're navigating puberty. But here's some things that you can do to conserve your energy as you're navigating that chapter in your life. Firstly, pay attention to your energy levels and how your body is feeling. On days where you have low energy, it's really important to ask yourself, what's happening for me? How am I feeling? What do I need? Which brings me to my next point. It's really important that you're fueling your body and that you're resting. Basic things such as what you're eating, hydrating, and getting enough sleep are so important to recharging those energy levels. Instead of judging your body, it's really important that you listen to it, because if you take the time to rest today, you're going to be stronger tomorrow.
That's great advice, Dr. Emily. Okay, here's our next question. I'm on the basketball team, and ever since I started puberty, my body feels different. I'm growing taller, my muscles feel different, and even my speed has changed. How does puberty affect athletic performance? Puberty is a time of change, so your athletic performance is always going to be changing as well. It might affect you positively, it might affect you negatively, but for me personally, I think that it has affected me more negatively than it did positively. For example, I had a little bit of a weight gain, and this had a knock-on effect to my athletics. It made my performances go backwards, despite me training harder than ever, which was quite disheartening. I also know a lot of girls who are going through puberty who are absolutely smashing it. So I think it really does depend on the individual. So I think it's one of those things where you are just going to have to see how it goes, and you've just got to stay in tune with your body because it is going to be different for everyone. Dr. Emily, what do you have to add?
That's great advice, Isabelle. I couldn't agree more. Puberty changes how our body feels, moves, and performs. And everyone is on their own timeline, and it's going to look different for everyone. Some girls, they get taller first. Others gain muscles and get curves. And it can feel frustrating, especially when your timeline looks different to other people. But the reality is, puberty and your period can actually be a superpower. Instead of fighting these changes, you can tune into them. And by listening to your body, you can unlock unique strengths, and puberty can actually be a really rewarding time in your life.
Our bodies are amazing, aren't they? Okay, let's go on to the next question. Hi Isabelle, I really want to try out for the swim team, but I feel super self-conscious about getting my period in the pool. I'm worried about leaks and feeling uncomfortable in my swimsuit. How can I stay confident and go for it even during my period? Okay, so I can 100% relate to this one because I used to do swimming a lot. And unfortunately, my entire group was made up of only boys. So I was the only girl in my lane, which made it sometimes a little bit worse. But what I would say is you don't need to worry about causing a Jaws scene in the swimming pool, because that definitely will not happen. And one thing I would also recommend if you don't want to use a tampon, because I know a lot of girls out there don't want to use tampons, try investing in a period-proof swimming costume. I know that they might be a bit pricey, but they are definitely worth it. So I would definitely give those a try. Dr. Emily, what's your advice for playing sports when you're on your period?
This is a great question, Rebels. And the reality is your period doesn't need to slow you down. Actually, being active in the lead up to your period and while you're on your period can help relieve cramps, boost your energy, and leave you feeling stronger. Here are some things that I would think about when I'm on my period and how I can stay active and confident while playing sports. Firstly, move in a way that feels good. Sometimes it might be high intensity exercise that feels good to you. Other times it might be low intensity exercise such as stretching and walking. Both forms of exercise are good and important. Next, wear what makes you feel comfortable. For some people, these are high-waisted leggings. For others, this might be loose shorts. The point is you need to wear clothing that makes you feel secure and supported during this time of the month. Lastly, be prepared. Make sure that you pack extra pads, tampons, or period underwear. And I'm going to go back to those basics. Make sure you stay hydrated, you eat well, and you get the sleep that you need.
Wow, I love that. Rebels, remember to treat your body with kindness, respect, and gratitude. That's all the time that we have for today, but we'll be back with more answers, more expert advice, as well as some more conversations on body confidence. Until then, play Rebel, stay Rebel.